Arona Natural Foods is a 100% citizen-owned Botswana company incorporated in 2014. Arona Natural Foods is a manufacturer of cold-pressed natural virgin sunflower cooking oil. In 2018, this company incorporated Arona Bread Basket, which produces various bread products and confectioneries for international franchises.
Good evening and welcome to the #PushABW A Re Chengcheng show. I wish to welcome you today in the words of Albert Einstein, who said, "Imagination is more important than knowledge." Today, we will explore how imagination can transform our approach to not only perceptions of ourselves, but our businesses, as well as the growth mindsets needed to achieve this. I am Omolemo Sean Mongatane, your host this evening on the #PushABW A Re Chengcheng show. Tonight, our guest is a very accomplished man who is a founder of a natural oils company, Arona Natural Foods, that is operating in Botswana. Cold pressing remains a preferred method of producing high-quality, nutrient-rich oils. It is used for a variety of seeds and nuts, such as olives, coconuts, and flaxseed, sunflower as well. Cold pressing is valued for preserving the natural flavors, aromas, and nutritional benefits of oils, making it popular for culinary, cosmetics, and health purposes. And I do believe this is just some of the innovation and imagination that our guest this evening followed through with when he founded his company. It is my pleasure to introduce and welcome our guest for today, Mr. Fani Gwizi. A very good evening and welcome to the show, Mr. Gwizi.
Good evening. How are you and your listeners?
I am doing good, sir. Mr. Gwizi, a re simolole fa. Gantsi re simolola ka go batla go itse Re Gwizi, the CEO and founder of Arona Natural Foods. But today, ke eletsa gore re boele ha moragonyana re ithute Re Gwizi the man.
Fani ke mokgwebo, ke Motswana. Ke mokgwebi o sala simole tiro ya gagwe ya bokgwebo ka bo 2001.
Re Fani Gwizi, what motivates you? What drives you?
What drives me mostly is I'm a very health conscious person. Besides being health conscious, I'm a Christian, and above all, I wanted to see a Motswana producing a product, mu Botswana, and to be exported outside the country.
So, kio Arona Natural Foods yone isimologa fo kae ga o le Motswana o batla go bona Motswana ana le company exportang. Is this where we see the beginnings of Arona Natural Foods kana isimologile ha kae, and what was the dream behind Arona Natural Foods?
It's a lesson in 2014. Producing cold pressed sunflower cooking oil. We realized that most of our cooking oil is gogosil. And then we said, why can't we have our own product as Botswana? I think that dream just came, and they said, we are going to do it.
Right.
So we started producing cold press, and fortunately one of our retailers in Botswana, they were quick to, as a health conscious product, they were quick to embrace it. And they took it. And from there we started selling slowly, until government also came through. They started buying a local produced product. That was a long time, around 2016, 2017.
So there has been quite a bit of time during that period. What were the lessons along this journey as you were, starting Arona Natural Foods and producing your cold press oil?
I think our experience was to encourage Botswana to be good farmers. That's the first thing. Also, we learned that Botswana are waiting for a local produced product. For me, it was something that touched my soul. All the products in our country and to be used by each and every Motswana.
So obviously you had a need for a certain kind of mindset. You were in a certain kind of thinking when you were doing these things. Hansi ribuaka mindset change, which is very critical, you know, to being a successful business, I think. What would you say was the key thing to build the company to become what it is today?
I think there were two issues. The way that Botswana took the product, it touched us, it encouraged us, because you could see that they were craving to have their own pride. I think for me, it made me to have to put more effort to say, oh, we've been sleeping, we're a sleeping giant.
Right.
So by them supporting us, it became it gave us a level of saying we can do it better. And secondly, it was the issue of saying, let's export, because we are tired of eating other people's products that come outside the country. So for me, it was a good opportunity to say, let's have our own product in the country.
Very nicely said, Mr. Gwizi. I think we're going to take a moment's pause and go very quickly to break, and we'll continue our conversation. We'll be back to continue our conversation with Mr. Fani Gwizi as we continue to learn about the company that is Arona Natural Foods and its journey to success. Rebuakafa. What is the key thing that you think an entrepreneur should know before they start their journey of business? We
are not doing something for yourself. You are doing something for the community and for the country. So one thing for sure, if you're doing for the community and for the country, you should be able to embrace challenges.
Right.
You must be able to embrace people are going to question the quality of a product. They are going to criticize.
Yes.
So I think the most important thing is you must accept each and every criticism that you're going to get.
If you're catching us mid-conversation, let me welcome you to the hashtag #PushABW A Re Chengcheng show. We are still with the profile for today, Mr. Fani Gwizi from Arona Foods. Mr. Gwizi,
thank you, Ra.
Re Gwizi, re buile mo thulaganyong ya rona ya hashtag #PushABW A Re Chengcheng show, re tsweledisa puisano ya rona. Re batla go itse amporeletsa gore o kgothatse mongwe ka wena yo ile Motswana a iletsa go simolola o ka iletsa a itse eng pele ga tsena mo letong la gagwe la kgwebo. What is the key thing that you think an entrepreneur should know before they start their journey of business? Re simolola fela fo.
You are not doing something for yourself. You are doing something for the community and for the country. So one thing for sure, if you're doing for the community and for the country, you should be able to embrace challenges.
Right.
You must be able to embrace people are going to question the quality of a product. They are going to criticize.
Yes.
So I think the most important thing is you must accept each and every criticism that you're going to get. They need to build you. I'm sure when people criticize you, they're not there to destroy you. It's to say, can you improve here? So that your results and your product becomes better than yesterday.
Ke sone seo se ithutileng seo se itemogetseng. Regwizi, a re boele gone ha moragonyana ha le Arona le simologile le kompone, you have started putting your product out there, batswana ba simotse go e reka, you are inspired and you are churning and you are looking for growth. What was next at that particular point? Ha le setse le simotse gore ke ra gongwe ha le ha go bo 2016 ha le gore mento se tsatsentse order. You know, businesses, you're churning out oil. What was the next step?
Most of the time the challenge comes to say discipline. Because most of the time we lose focus when you're now getting to a certain point. When you see money somewhere, you think now, but that's the beginning of the problems. So for me, it was to say, how do we discipline ourselves? Number one. Number two, what are the opportunities that are coming, that you are seeing? And fortunately, we saw an opportunity with when the government said we want to close borders for bread.
Right.
When we approached Woolworths to say, look, your mandate is to sell products. You're a retailer. May you give us this opportunity to produce some of the products that are baked in the country. And obviously, it was a long journey.
Yeah.
They needed to do a lot of thinking. They also needed to verify whether do we have the quality, do we have the mindset. Okay, you see now, they also played their part to make sure that is Arona ready. So I think they did what they did, and we proposed, and the journey started. Our relationship started with Woolies. We started baking. Until today.
So Ari Rutaneka being flexible and responsive to opportunity. You need to be able to see opportunity, and you saw opportunity. What could you say to other businesses? I know today Rebona Hotswaletswe ka mirogo when you jumped on baked goods. What would you say to other businesses now with regards to taking advantage of opportunity?
Now saying A Re Chengcheng. In this sense, to say our land is very fertile. The government has put some facilities and some policies that must enhance each and every Motswana. So there is an opportunity to board. So it must be me and you and every Motswana to say, now the border is closed, what is it that I can do? So for me, it's to change the mind of saying anything we can do it in the country.
And Lele Arona, obviously, you know, there were challenges, there were lessons with your relationship or your coming together with Woolworths. What would you say you have learned as a lesson? We tutile eng mo botsalano ba gago le company ya Woolworths Botswana.
Hey, one thing that I learned from Woolworths, hey, company tata. When it comes to quality, they don't compromise. In the process of them not compromising, they will always push you to say, this is what we want. And the good part about that, they don't leave you alone. They groom you. They invest their time training. I think for me, that's the most powerful thing that they've done for us. They want the quality. They don't babysit you. They train you. They empower you and say, this is the road. So let's go for it. So That's what I learned from them, that when it comes to quality, they don't compromise. And they were able to train, and we are going to empower you, which they've done that.
And Ketsakiri, before we take our last break for our conversation, Mr. Gwizi, what would you say has been the most challenging thing about manufacturing and selling edible products to our local people? Not only the cakes, you know, including the oil as well, like oil. What was the challenge, you know, now that you're dealing with things that are consumed by people?
My challenge, you know, as Botswana, it's a new industry when it comes to manufacturing. So we had to face a lot of qualities issues, and also quality personnel. I think it's not an easy thing, and also doing a project, collaborating with a client like Woolworths, it's not easy because their standards, they're so high. So when it comes to manufacturing in Botswana, so it was not easy. You'd feel like you're being pushed a lot. But I think that's the most challenge that we were facing, to say the standard is so high, they don't compromise. This is how they want the cake to look like.
This is how it must taste.
This is how it must taste. So you have to follow that.
Regwizi, Ketsakiri, we're going to go for a quick final break. We will be back on the other side of that break. Motswana wetso re bua ka fa re khwasetswe sa rona sa bofelo fo itla reng ga re tswa teng re be re tsweledisa re tla go konetela puisano ya rona le mothami le mo rulaganyi wa kompone ya Arona Natural Foods, Re Fani Gwizi. I would like to, you know, get into your mind for a moment, just so that others can learn from you. Ha iniru simula kompone ya Arona Natural Foods. If there was such an initiative like Chema, what would it have meant to you if it was available back then, Halisimola Arona Natural Foods?
Hey, I would have grabbed that opportunity and run with it. Because it's a good opportunity. Where you are given such loans, to improve if it was there by then, I would think I would be the first person to grab it, and I'll use it so wisely so that I benefit from it. And those who have got that opportunity, Botswana,
We are back. This is the hashtag #PushABW A Re Chengcheng show. I am your host, Omulimo Sean Mongatani, and we're concluding our telling of the inspiring road to success that is Arona Natural Foods with the CEO and founder, Mr. Fani Gwizi. Mr. Gwizi, welcome back.
Thank you.
Re Gwizi. Ke letsa re tsefa re ntse re ithuta go le gontsi mo go wena ka loeto la lona mo kgwebong le gore le simolotse ga kae la gola jang la tsamaya jang mo malatsing a gompieno a ra tshelang ra gona le lenaneo le bidua Chema. I would like to, you know, get into your mind for a moment, just so that others can learn from you. Ha iniru simolola kompone ya gago ya Arona Natural Foods, if there was such an initiative like Chema, what would it have meant to you if it was available back then, Halisimola Arona Natural Foods?
Hey, I would have grabbed that opportunity and run with it. Because it's a good opportunity where you are given such loans. To improve if it was there by then, I would think I'll be the first person to grab it, and I'll use it so wisely so that I benefit from it. And those who have got that opportunity, Botswana, abatsama betse madaten aten ba dirise ka botlha.
Ke a go lebogela that inspiration yaanong ke batla ke tswelle fa refane gantsi especially ba ba direlang mo dikgwebong tse re ka reng gongwe di itsege go te niche businesses. There's a perception ya gore bagwebi ba Batswana ditlhwatlhwa tsa bone tsa di-product tsa bone di go godimonyana di a tura. Do you believe you price competitively as local businesses ampo lo ena o dumelana le ba ba reng la tura?
Nya re cheapi tota kana ha o lebile sentle kang ya price.
Right.
It is very expensive when you export your labor to another country. So we need to have that big picture to say when you're buying a foreign product, we are creating employment for that particular country. But when you are buying a local product, we are creating employment. So what is cheaper? So it depends on where you are. But for me, I think Ronariba Kweba Botswana, we are very cheap. Looking at the raw materials and the product, maybe we might look expensive because of population. To say maybe a 2.4. So when we're 2.4 compared to a country that has got 24 million, so there's massive volume production in that foreign country. Here there's
the economies of scale become different.
Yeah, it becomes different. So I think our prices are very reasonable, and we are creating employment. There are so many things that we are doing behind the scene.
No, ke itumela ke tsa ke re Motswana le nontso wa rutega wa tlhaloganya ka se se tlhokegang gore ga o le mogwebi a bo eletsa go tsena mo kgwebong o tshwantse o itse eng o tshwantse o dire jang. Ke eletsa gape gongwe re tse fa refane re what were ga re lebile kompone ya lona ya Arona, what was the importance of finding the right people to work with, the team that you have built to run or help you run Arona Natural Foods? Batho ba o berekang le bone ke bo mang botlhokwa ba bone ke eng?
I think as Botswana we are well known of grooming a lot of chartered accountants. I think this is one of the bonus things that we have in our company. We have young skilled people, and those young people, we have groomed them to say even in 5 years' time, some of us, we're going to retire, they'll run the organization. So we have quality people, quality control, we've got finance people, we've got engineers, we have everybody. All those people, those are Botswana. So it's a good thing.
Of course, and it is contributing, like you're saying, to creating employment, to growing the local entrepreneurs as well as the local talent in the country. I think as we're heading towards the end of our conversation, I want to find out before we get there, what, in your opinion, are the 2 or 3 most important things that you must know as a business person, or what are the key success ingredients to running a successful business?
I think for one, is the most important thing. We can have a wonderful product, and if people don't appreciate it, it won't help.
Problem.
So the other issue that I've learned in business is stay focused when people have accepted your product. Saburaro na ki modumele. Yana ke kanyaro singwe se go modimo. And God has given us talents and gifts differently, and we are unique. We therefore, I always believe that when you've got a talent and a gift, use it wisely to empower yourself and your community and your country.
And looking towards the future, where would you want to take the business, let's say in the next 5 years, ka 2029? Obona Arona Foods, Arona Natural Foods.
We see ourselves to be a house brand in Botswana, not only in Botswana, SADC.
In the region.
In the region.
And your last words to our viewers?
A Re Chengcheng.
A Re Chengcheng.
Pusher BW, and we want to appreciate your opportunity. We want to appreciate Woolies who have given us this opportunity. Botswana, we have gone out there to buy our product and support. We also want to appreciate the government. They have brought some policies that have enabled us to do business in the country, in the Raleboga Tat.
Regwizi, thank you so much. And on that inspired note, let me thank our guest for joining us, and you, our most valued viewer. I thank you. Join us again next week with either myself, Sean Mongatane, or my co-host, Arona Dintwa, as we bring more homegrown business heroes to your screens, sharing and inspiring you to pursue those dreams, to continue to build a better, brighter Botswana. Thank you so much. We're back again next week.